We got the jump ball away, and the jump ball tip controlled by the Raiders. And so Edwards is going to run the point, get the ball over to his offense here. They swings the ball over to the corner, back around to the top to Edwards. Edwards now driving, and Cayman Canfield cuts him off. The ball goes between his legs, picked up by Taylor Skelton. Skelton gets the ball back over to Justice Bell. Bell back down low to Skelton. Skelton fighting to get inside, get position, and we're going to get a travel call, so no shot for Skelton, as we're going to get a travel on the offensive end of the floor, turn the ball back over to the Raiders. Huff inbounds the ball into Jackson, and Jackson's going to bring the ball up the floor for the Raiders. Ball over to Andrews. Andrews driving. He's going to dish over to Huff, and the shot off the board, no good by Huff. Pass ahead by Robertson, and now back out to Logan Davis. Davis going to try to reset, and now we got a reach-in foul here early on in the game against number 23. As Carter Edwards going to pick up his first foul, and now entering the game is number 35, Cade McCormick, coming in for the Raiders. No score here in the first quarter of action. Davis with possession. He's going to bring the ball up the floor, gets it over to Robertson. Robertson kicks it over to Skelton. Skelton on the drive, right up the middle. Layup off the back, no good. Rebound collected by Canfield. Canfield stripped away, and now possession retained by the Raiders on the rebound, as Huff is going to bring the ball up the floor for the Raiders. Ball over to McCormick. Back out to Jones, and Jones dribbling the ball out. He gets the ball back over to McCormick in the corner. And now the drive inside by Andrews, and Andrews is going to pick up his first 2 points of the contest. 2-0 the score here as the Raiders strike first and draw first blood in this contest. Pass now down to Cayman Canfield. Canfield gets the ball over to Skelton, back over to Davis, swings it back around to Robertson, and Robertson trying to cut underneath to Skelton, but nobody there as he throws the ball away, and the ball out of bounds back over to Richland. Now Jones inbounds to Huff, and Huff is going to bring the ball up the floor for the Raiders. Huff gets the ball over to Jackson, back over to Jones. Jones back over to Andrews. Andrews down low to McCormick. And McCormick fighting. Instead, he tries to pass it back around to Huff, and the ball taken away. And Justice Bell with possession, but then they're going to call a travel on Bell. And now Edwards checks back into the game for the Raiders, as Richland going to take possession off of the travel there called against Justice Bell. Huff looking to get the ball inbounds. He passes the ball underneath to Edwards, and Edwards is no good there. The foul as Will Robertson is going to pick up his first foul of the game. So one foul apiece here early in the contest for the Raiders and the Wildcats. The ball inbounded back into the front court. Ball over to Huff now. Huff going to dribble drive. He's going to take it all the way against Robertson. And we're going to get a layup is no good, but we're going to get a foul against Robertson. And that's going to send Huff to the line to shoot two. Robertson picks up his second foul here early in the contest. So 2 fouls against Robertson, 2 fouls against the Cats here, as Beavis is going to check in for the Cats. First shot away is no good. Over the line for his second shot. And that one's off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound collected by Sadler Skelton, and ball over to Logan Davis, who's going to bring the ball up the floor for the Cats. He's guarded there by Edwards. And now Logan gets the ball over to Beavis. Beavis looks to try to get the ball to Justice Bell. Bell swings it around to Cayman Canfield. Canfield back out to Sadler Skelton. Skelton dishes it over to Logan Davis. Davis on the drive. Layup no good. Rebound collected by Skelton. Skelton's shot affected, no good. Rebound collected by Edwards, and Edwards brings the ball out up the floor for the Raiders. He kicks it back out to Jones, back over to Edwards underneath, and he's going to drive against Cayman Canfield. Carter Edwards with 2 points for Richland. We got a 4-0 game here with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter of action. Davis brings the ball up the floor. He gets the ball over to Justice Bell. Bell pulls up from just inside the arc, off the rim, no good. Ball tapped out and rebound collected and controlled by Huff. He passes ahead to Jackson, who gets it over to Andrews in the corner. And Andrews. Welcome back to WCHS Sports. 7-0 the score here early in the first quarter. 4:37 to play as the Wildcats down 7-0 against the Richland Raiders. Canfield with the ball. Canfield's going to drive inside. He passes underneath to Skelton, and Skelton on the cut. So Sailor Skelton opens up the scoring for the Cats with the first 2 points of the night. Cuts the lead down to 7-2. Edwards brings the ball up the floor. He passes across over to Andrews. Back over to Edwards. Back over to Andrews as well. Cats in a 2-1-2 zone here defensively. And now inside to Jones. Jones on the backdoor cut to Edwards. Edwards, the layup is good. And then we're going to get a foul called against the Cats as well. So the basket is good. And then we're going to get a foul called against Sailor Skelton. So Sailor picks up his first of the game. So the 2 points for Edwards is good. And the 3-point play, no good. Rebound collected by Skelton and pushed ahead to Justice Bell. Now Justice is going to bring the ball up the floor for the Cats. He's going to get the ball over to Davis, over to Canfield. Now Canfield drives, and ball going to be taken away by Edwards. It looks like he got his finger or jammed it or something. So Edwards comes back up the floor, shaking that hand. Now Jones passes the ball over to him. He's dribbling with his left hand as that right hand was clearly affected somehow. And so now he's going to come out of the game. And Huff is going to check into the game as Edwards comes out. Dislocated his finger, it looks like. Ball over to the Wildcats. And now Case Butler getting ready to check into the game for the Cats. Sailor Skelton with the ball. Passes over to Davis. Davis gets the ball down to Beavis. Beavis back out to Davis. Davis wants to drive. He's cut off there defensively by Jackson rather. Skelton with a 3-point shot away. No good. Rebound collected by Jones. And the Raiders bring the ball back up the floor. Pass ahead to Huff. Huff drives instead. He kicks it back out to Jones. Jones with a 3-pointer away. And that 3-pointer by Luke Jones is good. 12-2 the score here as the Raiders out to a 10-point advantage here in the first quarter. Davis drives inside, and the layup no good as he is driven hard to the floor. That's going to be a foul against the Raiders, and that's going to send Logan to the line to shoot two.
Foul's called on number 25, Jameson Andrews.
Andrews picks up his first foul of the game.
At the line shooting number 10, Logan Davis.
First shot away is no good for Davis. Now, Case Butler checks in, and Sailor Skelton's going to come to the sideline to have a seat. And number 4, Will Shirley checks in for the Raiders. Davis' second shot is away, and it rattles in and out, no good as well. 12-2 the score here as the Wildcats trail the Raiders, who have jumped out to a 10-point advantage. We're inside of 2.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Now the ball over to Andrews. Andrews passes back over to Jones. Jones gets the ball to Shirley, back to Jones. And Jones is going to catch Huff cutting underneath the basket. And Huff with 2 points is going to extend the lead out for the Raiders, 14-2. Davis brings the ball back up the floor for the Cats. He dribbles over to the left-hand side. He passes back to Justice Bell. And Bell with a deep three-pointer. Rattles off the iron, no good. Rebound collected by Logan Davis. He gets the ball over to Beavis. And Beavis looks for someplace to go. He gets the ball over to Canfield. And now Bell inside. The shot is going to be waved off. No shot as the foul called prior to the shot being put away.
15, Andrew Huff.
Andrew Huff picks up his first foul of the game. 3 fouls against each team here in the first quarter. Bell with the ball, he gets it over to Beavis. Beavis trying to get inside to Case Butler, but Butler being guarded there. Instead, the ball back around to Canfield. Canfield over to Justice Bell. Bell kicks it over to Beavis. Beavis being guarded there by Jones. He drops it on the floor, gives it to Cayman Canfield. Canfield, the three-pointer away, no good. Rebound collected by Beavis, and now Beavis going to put it back up. Off the mark, no good. Rebound collected by Butler. Butler's no good, but then Beavis comes in, picks up the rebound, and the two-pointer. The 2 points for Nate Beavis makes it a 14-4 game. Now, Andrews gets the ball back out to Jones. Jones being guarded by Davis. He gets the ball back over to Huff. Huff over to McCormick. McCormick driving inside. He kicks it out to Huff. Huff wants to drive. He splits the defense, and now we're going to get a whistle and a foul call on the floor here. That's going to be Beavis' first foul as Beavis picks up his first foul of the game. Case Bryant checks into the game for the Cats, and number 23, Carter Edwards, checking back into the game for the Raiders. Ball inbounds to Huff. We're inside of a minute to play here in the first quarter. Huff drives. He wants to go inside. He's cut off there. Instead, the ball over McCormick. McCormick driving. He kicks it over to Jones. Jones wide open in the corner. Three-pointer away. No good. A little strong off the iron. And now we've got a push off of Huff. So Huff's going to pick up his second foul.
Foul called on number 15, Andrew Huff, his second. Number 22, Cooper Jackson.
Now Jackson checks into the game for the Raiders. 33.6 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Davis is going to bring the ball up the floor for the Cats. He gives the ball over to Canfield. Canfield dribbles, driving. He wants to go. He's hit by a double team. Instead, he finds Case Bryant in the corner. Case with a three-pointer, and now we're going to get a foul call off the rebound, a loose ball foul. I believe that's going to go against Butler. Excuse me, that's going to go against 23. And so that's going to go against Carter Edwards. That's his second foul.
Foul's called on number 22, Cooper Jackson, his second.
22, Cooper Jackson, rather, his second. And now Will Shirley into the game. And now with 5 fouls, we should be shooting. We got 5 fouls here, 5 team fouls, so we should have a shooting foul. And so now Cayman Canfield going to go to the line to shoot 2 for the Cats. With 5 team fouls now, putting the Cats into bonus. Canfield's first shot, no good. Second shot for Canfield away is good. 14-5 the score now. We're inside of 20 seconds to play here in the first quarter as the Raiders with a 9-point advantage, 14-5. Edwards driving. He's got the ball. He kicks it out to Andrews, or rather Jackson. Jackson shot off the mark, no good. Canfield with the rebound. Pushes ahead to Case Butler. Butler, blocked from behind by Jones. And at the end of the first quarter, your score, Richland 14, Wayne County 5. We'll be back with second Wildcats trail. Score of 14-5 here at the start of the second quarter of action. Wayne County with possession. Going to bring the ball up the floor. Richland with a 9-point advantage here. Case Bryant with the ball over on the elbow. He's going to swing around and get the ball over to Beavis. Beavis back out to Logan Davis. Davis, Bryant, Canfield, Beavis, and Butler on the floor for the Cats here at the start of the second quarter of action. Bryant gets the ball over to Butler. Butler swings it back around to Canfield. Canfield wants to shoot. He's got a guy right in his face. Instead, he gets it over to Logan Davis. Davis kicks it around to Beavis. Gives the ball over to Bryant. Bryant drives inside and right off the glass. As Case Bryant, Case showed some great patience right there. Got the ball, drove it inside, knocked it right off the glass. And now we're down to a 14-7 advantage as the Cats are trying to claw back into this lead. Jones with the possession. He's looking to get the ball over to Edwards in the corner. Edwards going to dribble back around, being guarded by Bryant there. He drives inside and passes down underneath to Shirley. Shirley with 2 points there. Makes it a 9-point game once again, 16-7. Butler gets the ball over to Canfield. Canfield over to Davis. Davis with a three-pointer away. No good. Strong off the iron. Rebound collected by Andrews. Andrews pushes ahead to Edwards. And now we've got a foul called against Case Bryant. Case is going to pick up his first foul of the game.
Foul on number 12, Case Bryant. Entering the game for the Wildcats is number 23, Justice Bell.
Justice Bell going to check back into the game as Logan Davis is going to get an opportunity to come and get a breather on the sideline. Possession going to remain with the Raiders. Inbounding on the offensive end of the floor, trying to find the guy under the basket, and now we've got a lane violation. So no inbound, no shot, no good. As the inbound violation going to turn the ball over to the Wildcats. Bell's going to bring the ball up the floor for the Cats. Bell being guarded by Edwards. He gets the ball over to Beavis. Beavis swings it around to Bryant. And now we've got an offensive foul against the Cats on the offensive end of the floor. That foul is going to go against Kamen Canfield for an offensive foul. That's going to be his first foul of the game. 2 team fouls against the Cats here in the second quarter. Raiders with possession. Raiders with possession, going to bring the ball up as Edwards has the ball, being guarded by Bell. Swings over to McCormick, back over to Edwards. Edwards back over to Andrews. Andrews is a 3-pointer away, short off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound collected by Beavis. Beavis gets the ball back out and clears it over to Justice Bell. Back ahead to Case Bryant. Bryant back to Bell. Bell with a 3-pointer away, and Justice gets his first 3-pointer of the game. And now the Cats have cut the lead down to 6. 16-10 the score. Andrews wanted the 3-pointer. Instead, he gets the ball back over to Jackson. And now we've got a foul call underneath. I believe that's going to go against Beavis. Nope, it's going to go against Case Bryant. So Case picks up his second foul of the game. And now coming back into the game for the Cats, number 5, Will Robertson, number 20, Sailor Skelton, number 10, Logan Davis. So we've got the starting 5 back on the floor for the Cats. Now the Raiders with possession underneath their own basket. Now possession back to the Raiders underneath their own basket. We're looking to get the ball inbounds. He's going to push it back into the back court. Back to Andrews. Andrews is going to bring the ball up the floor, being guarded by Canfield. He gets it over to Jackson. Jackson wants a 3-pointer over to McCormick. Back over to Griggs. Griggs kicks it back out to McCormick. McCormick back across the floor to Andrews. Andrews driving, and now we're going to get a foul call on the floor. It looks like away from the ball. What's the call here? We're going to get a holding call against Sailor Skelton. So Scaler is going to pick up his second foul of the game. That's 4 team fouls now against the Cats here in the second quarter. So the Raiders are going to be shooting the rest of the way here with 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter of action. Davis tries to cut the ball off. Instead, the ball around to Edwards. Edwards drives inside. Ball bounces all around the rim. It falls off harmlessly. No good. So Davis brings the ball back up the floor. It's a rebound collected by Canfield. Now Davis trying to set up the offense. Is being guarded there by by Jackson. Gets the ball over to Will Robertson. Robertson just hesitates and then puts up a 3-pointer. And that 3-point shot falls good. Now we're back to a 1-possession game, 16-13, as the Cats are starting to settle out here in the second quarter. Robertson got a push off against Jamison Andrews as he pushed Robertson away. That's going to be Andrews' his second foul, first team foul against the Raiders here in the second quarter of action. And the Cats with possession are going to have an opportunity to cut it to 1 point or maybe even tie the ball game here on the offensive end of the floor. Davis brings the ball up the floor for the Cats. He swings the ball over to Canfield. Canfield drives. He wants to finish. Instead, he kicks it out to Davis, and Davis is going to take the layup all the way in to Logan Davis with a nice penetration, dribble drives. He gets it underneath and scores, converts the basket. And we got a 1-point basketball game here with 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Jackson with the ball. He swings and dribbles around over to McCormick. McCormick back around to Jones. Jones gets it back over to McCormick. McCormick driving against Canfield. Instead, he kicks it out to Jones, and we got a travel call. So the shot that you see there, no good, as the whistle blown on the travel call prior to the shot. And that's going to turn the ball back over to the Cats. And Logan Davis is going to bring the ball inbounds up the floor for the Cats. Starting five on the floor for the Cats right now. Canfield, Davis, Justice Bell, Sailor Skelton, and Will Robertson. Three-point shot for Bell, no good. Rebound collected by Sailor Skelton. Skelton's shot, no good. He goes back and gets it again. Tries to put it up again a second time. He's going to be hit from behind. The shot's going to be no good, but a foul is going to be called, and that's going to be...
Fouls on number 35, Cade McCormick, his first.
That foul is going to go against Cade McCormick. Second team foul for the Raiders here in the second quarter, but that's going to send Sailor to the line to shoot two. Skelton's first shot is off the glass and falls through. And just like that, we got a tie ball game, 16-16. Second shot away for Sailor Skelton. That one falls right through the net. And the Wildcats enjoy their first lead of the night, 17-16, as the Cats have jumped out in front here. Edwards with the ball, gets it over to Andrews, back over to McCormick, who gets it back out to Edwards. Now Huff with possession, and he's looking to go someplace with it, but the Wildcats defense is being stifling on the defensive end of the floor. Cats in a man-to-man defense here. Jones with the shot, pulls back instead. He gets the ball over to Edwards. Shot off the rim, no good. Rebound collected by Jones, and now we're going to get a foul called prior to the shot. I believe that's going to go away from Canfield. Nope.
Number 23, Justice Bell,
on Bell. So Justice Bell picks up his first foul. Jones's shot is good. And now Jones has a chance to convert a three-point play. I thought the whistle went before the shot, but apparently it did not. 18-17, the three-point play attempt no good, free throw no good. 18-17 as the Raiders are back out in front over the Cats. 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Now Justice Bell dribbles with the ball over on the wing. He gets the ball over to Will Robertson. Robertson thought about it. Said he gives it up to Logan Davis. Three-pointer off the elbow, no good. Rebound collected by Andrews. And now Andrews is going to dribble the ball and bring it back up the floor. And he clears inside to Jones. Jones got the ball. He gets it around to Edwards. Edwards is going to drive inside. That left-handed layoff off the back of the iron is going to be good. 20-17 the score now as the Cats have fallen back into a three-point deficit. Cats had control of the game here in the second quarter, and over these last couple of possessions, the Raiders have kind of pulled a little bit of momentum back. Justice Bell with a 15-foot floater, no good off the back of the iron. Rebound collected by Edwards, and Edwards going to try to bring it all the way up the floor. Off the rim, no good, and we've got a loose ball foul called against the Raiders. That's going to give possession back to the Wildcats.
35, Cade McCormick, his second.
Cade McCormick gets his second foul of the game. Third team foul against the Raiders here with 2:08 to play in the second quarter of action. Raiders are in the bonus. The Cats have 3 fouls against the Raiders, and now a fourth foul as the nice cut underneath the Sailor Skelton. Skelton fouled on his way to the basket. That's going to be 4 team fouls against the Raiders.
Foul number 23, Carter Edwards, his second.
And that goes against Carter Edwards. That's his second. So now Sailor Skelton at the line to shoot 2. First shot off the back of the iron, no good. Sailor's second shot away, in and out of the basket, no good as well. So no points there for the Cats on that offensive possession. 1:49 to play. Both teams going to be shooting free throws the rest of the way. Jones with the ball at the top. He wanted the three-pointer. He thought about it. Instead, he gives it up. Now McCormick driving inside to Edwards. And Edwards with another 2 points is going to make the lead 5 points once again for the Raiders. Davis brings the ball up the floor for the Cats. He gets the ball over to Sailor Skelton. Skelton over to Canfield. And now we've got an illegal screen called against the Cats, and that's going to turn the ball over.
his third.
So that's Will Robertson with the illegal screen call. That's going to be his third foul of the game. 1:23 to go here in the second quarter. Nate Beavis is going to get ready to check in at the next stoppage of play as Robertson is now playing on the floor with 3 fouls. Huff brings the ball up the floor for the Raiders. Cuts it back to the left, and now he stops. He's trying to get the ball inside to Jones. Jones with the ball being guarded by Skelton. Kicks it back out to Huff. Huff gets the ball over to Shively. Shively over to McCormick. McCormick kicks it over to Andrews. Now Andrews drives against Justice Bell, and we've got a tie up underneath. We got a jump ball situation, and that's going to stay with the Raiders. Now Beavis is going to check into the game as Robertson's going to come to the sideline with 3 fouls against him here. 57.6 seconds to go here in the first half. Ball inbound to Andrews. He gets the ball back around to Jones. Jones over to Huff. And now Huff going to try to dribble out. It looks like the Raiders going to try to slow things down and see if they can't get the last shot here in the first half. McCormick with the ball over in the corner. He's going to drive it inside. He spins and wants to think about it going. Instead, he kicks it out to Jones. Jones' three-pointer no good off the back of the iron. Collected there by Cayman Canfield, and Canfield gets the ball ahead to Logan Davis. Now the Cats with the chance to hold on to possession and try to get the last shot. Davis picks up, and now he's got to hold the ball. He gets the ball back over to Canfield. Now Canfield dribbling out. He gets it over to Bell. Bell's going to try to dribble and drive. Instead, he's going to bring it back out and get it back out to Davis at the logo. Now Davis gets the offensive call. We're inside of 10 seconds to go. He gets the ball over to Canfield. Canfield gets the ball to Bell. Bell cuts around, 3-point shot away, no good. Rebound is going to be collected by the Raiders. And at the end of the first half, your score, Raiders 22, Cats 17. We'll be back.
The end of the second quarter as halftime expired. A technical foul is called against Wayne County. Number 20, Sailor Skelton, his third team foul.
Welcome back to WCHS Sports here at the start of the third quarter. We're beginning the third quarter tonight with a 2 shots by Richland. At the end of the first half, the Wildcats were called with a technical foul against Sailor Skelton. So Sailor now has got 3 fouls on the night, and Andrews is going to go to the line to shoot those 2 technical foul shots, and both of those are going to be good. So at the start of the third quarter, the score is now going to be 24-17. Richland out in front by 7, and Richland with possession to begin the third quarter of action. Each team with 4 timeouts remaining as we start the third quarter. Ball inside to Jones. Jones gets the ball over to Huff. Huff going to try to drive and get it inside, but he's cut off there by Justice Bell. He gets the ball over to Andrews. Andrews driving inside, and he's going to get blocked out by Canfield, and a jump ball situation. I'm not sure why it's a jump ball. Should have been a block and an up and down. But either way, the possession going to go over to the Cats. And now we got a conference on the floor between the 2 officials. So Wayne County going to have possession off of the jump ball situation as the conference is now over. And now Logan Davis is going to take the inbounds. He's going to bring the ball up the floor for the Cats. Davis, Bell, Robertson, Canfield, and Sailor Skelton on the floor for the Cats. Ball kicked out to Logan Davis. Davis driving inside. Layup off the iron, no good. And the rebound collected by Jones. Jones going to bring the ball back up the floor for the Raiders. Ball over to Huff, back over to Andrews. Andrews being guarded by Canfield. He cuts the ball inside, tries to get it to Edwards, and the ball off of Edwards out of bounds. But they're going to say it bounced off of Logan Davis. So the possession going to remain with the Raiders. Huff gets the ball inside down to Andrews on the 3-pointer on the corner. And Andrews with a 3-pointer into the corner is going to drop back out to a double-digit lead as Richland back out to a 27-17 advantage. Skelton with the ball now. He's trying to get the ball inside. He gets the ball over to Davis. Davis gets the ball out to Will Robertson. Robertson pulled up with a shot fake. Instead passes over to Skelton. Skelton over to Canfield. Canfield being guarded by Jones. 3-pointer away off the front of the iron. No good. Rebound collected by Skelton. And Skelton spins around, puts the 2-pointer back up. So So that 2-pointer good for Sailor Skelton, and we're back down to an 8-point game. Gets the ball over to Andrews. Andrews with a deep three-pointer, almost at the logo. And Andrews knocks down his second three-pointer of the half and makes it a 11-point game now, 30-19. Raiders out in front. Canfield with the ball. He swings it over to Davis. Davis gets it back around to Robertson. Robertson inside to Canfield. Canfield against the double team. Shot off the mark, no good. And then the rebound out of bounds off of the Wildcats. So the Raiders are going to retain possession of the ball. Inbound pass to Andrews. Andrews going to get the ball back over to Huff. And Huff going to bring the ball up the floor for the Richland Raiders. Huff being guarded by Robertson. Instead, the pass inside to Edwards. Edwards dribbles against Davis. Now we've got no shot. Instead of blocking foul, we're going to get a foul called against Logan Davis, as Logan's going to pick up his first foul of the game. But the ball is going to retain possession with the Raiders. Inbounds to Jones. Jones tries to cut it back underneath the Huff. Instead, he's undercut by Robertson. Robertson with the steal brings the ball back up the floor for the Cats. He gives the ball over to Canfield. Canfield inside to Skelton. Skelton with the shot fake and the put down. So 2 points now for Skelton. And we're back down to a 9-point game. 30-21, 5:30 to go here in the third quarter. Ball over to Andrews. Andrews with a deep shot fake. Instead, he kicks it out to Jones. Jones dribbles, drives inside, waits for the defense to get around him, and instead, that patience pays off as Jones just kisses it off the glass for an easy 2-point basket. 32-21 the score as we're back out to an 11-point contest. Wildcats dug themselves into a hole early in the game, down by 9 at the end of the first quarter, and then the second quarter actually came back and took a brief lead before Richland took over again at the end of the second quarter, now into the third. Andrews kicks the ball out to, Edwards to Andrews, and Andrews shot in and out of the rim, no good. And now the rebound collected and cleared out by Logan Davis as he's going to slow down and bring the ball back up the floor for the Cats. Cats need to get some stops here, and then they need to convert some points on the offensive end of the floor to be able to climb back into this thing. Bell with the ball being guarded by Andrews. He's dribbling around. Instead, he kicks it over to Will Robertson in the corner. Will with a three-pointer away, no good. Strong off the back of the iron. The rebound collected by Jones, and then hands the ball over to Andrews, who's going to bring the ball up the floor and gets it back over to Andrews. Andrews with a three-pointer away off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound collected by Skelton, giving the ball over to Logan Davis. Davis going to pass ahead. He gets the ball over to Canfield. Canfield with a three-pointer in the corner, and that three-point shot by Canfield is good. And now the Wildcat deficit back down to 8 points here. 3:59 to go in the third quarter of action. Richland back is still out to an 8-point advantage. Edwards brings the ball up the floor for the Raiders. He gets the ball over to Jones. Jones over to Shively, and he spins back around to Huff. Huff wants to get the ball inside to Andrews, but he's guarded by Logan Davis. Instead, they get the ball back out to Huff on the corner, and now Andrews comes out to collect the ball, and now he's going to cut it inside. Edwards drives and kicks it out to Huff. Huff with a three-pointer off the wing, and that three-pointer is good. We're back out to an 11-point game. This is not what we can afford to do right now, trying to climb out of a deficit. You can't just go trading baskets back and forth. We got to get some defensive stops. And now a defensive stop on the end of the floor for Richland as Jones steps in the front of the pass and just collects it. Now Andrews with the ball inside. He goes hard, a little too hard, not able to convert. Now Logan Davis with the rebound brings it back up. He gives the ball over to Skelton. Skelton's shot no good, but we got a foul underneath. As Shively is going to pick up the foul, and that's going to send Skelton to the line to shoot two. That's Shively's first. That's Shively's first foul of the game, and Skelton, the leading scorer for the Cats tonight, he's got 8 points. First shot away is no good off the front of the iron. Now McCormick's going to check into the game for Andrews. Second shot off the back of the iron, no good. And Edwards with the rebound, going to clear out and bring the ball back up the floor. He gets it over to Jones. Jones looking to get the ball to somebody. He gives it to McCormick right there in the corner. He gives it right back to Jones and now back out to Huff to slow things down and reset the offense for the Raiders. Huff dribbles, he drives, he goes inside. He pulls up a little floater, no good, off the back of the rim. Rebound collected by Justice Bell. Bell's going to bring the ball hard up the floor, and he's going to try to get something going here. Instead, he pulls it back out, waits for the rest of his offense. He gets the ball over to Will Robertson. Robertson driving inside, gets the ball down low to Sadler Skelton, and Skelton with the two-pointer off the assist by Will Robertson, and then the foul. So the basket is good. Carter Edwards with the foul. That's his third foul. And now Sadler Skelton with a chance to convert on the three-point play. Case Bryant checks into the game for the Cats along with Nate Beavis as Robertson and Davis are going to go to the sideline for a breather. And the three-point play, Skelton converts. And now Case Butler comes into the game as Skelton's also going to get an opportunity to go take a little bit of a breather. 35-27 the score at 2:22 to go in the third quarter of action. Huff brings the ball up the floor for the Raiders. Huff gets the ball over to McCormick. McCormick dribbling around against Beavis, and he tries to throw the ball over, intercepted by Canfield, but Canfield not able to control it inbounds as the ball goes out of bounds off Canfield. Raiders are going to retain possession, and Jones passes the ball into Huff into the back court. Now Huff going to bring the ball across the timeline. He gets the ball over to McCormick. McCormick going to drive inside, and we're going to get a call on the floor. Let's see what the call is here. Looks like it's going to go against the Cats.
Number 33, Case Butler, his first.
That's going to be against Case Butler. Butler picks up his first foul of the game. Second team foul against the Cats here in the third quarter. And now the pass to Huff into the back court. And he's going to bring it back across the timeline, being guarded by Beavis. Tries to drive inside. Instead, he kicks it back out to Jackson. Jackson over to Jones. And Jones over to McCormick. McCormick drives inside into the triple team. He's going to be blocked by Case Butler. And the rebound and the loose ball collected by Kamen Canfield. Ball ahead to Case Bryant. And now Bryant back over to Canfield. Canfield's going to slow things down to try to set the offense. Bryant with the ball now, dribbling around. He gets the ball over to Justice Bell. Bell wanted the three-point shot. He's faked it. Instead, he pulled down. And now we're going to get a foul on the floor. And they're going to call a charge against Justice. A little bit of a hesitation there. It's almost like he didn't know what he wanted to call. But then he called Justice with his second foul of the game off that charge. And that's going to turn the ball back over to the Raiders. Andrews checks back into the game for the Raiders. And now Richland's going to bring the ball up the floor. And now we've got a time. And we're back here on WCHS Sports. 1:13 to go here in the third quarter. We've got an 8-point lead as Richland out in front, 35-27. Inbounds collected by Andrews. Andrews gets the ball back over to Shibley. Shibley quickly across the timeline, realizing he was about to get caught with a 10-second violation. And now he gets the ball over to Jones. Jones with a shot fake gets the ball over to Jackson. Jackson over to Andrews. Andrews going to drive against Beavis. Beavis with the cutoff there. And the ball intercepted, but then knocked loose, not able to be collected. And we're going to have a loose ball scrum. I believe that's going to go against Beavis as Nate is going to pick up his second foul of the game. 50.1 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Cats now with 4 fouls in the third quarter. So clock inside of 1 minute, but the Cats want to be careful not to commit another foul here. Otherwise, the Raiders will be shooting. Andrews throws the ball away as Canfield steps in front of the ball. Nice defense there by Case Bryant, getting in the way, cutting him off, and keeping him from driving into the basket. Now Bell with the ball. He's dribbling. He's trying to go against Andrews. Loses the handle, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Justice Bell over to the Raiders. Now Huff going to check back into the game as Shibley's going to come back to the sideline for the Raiders. 29.1 seconds to play here in the third quarter. We've still got an 8-point lead for the Raiders as the Cats are trying to climb out of a deficit need to get some defensive stops on the defensive end of the floor, and then they need to be able to convert some points on the offensive end to try to climb back into this thing. Andrews with the ball. He's being guarded by Bryant. He gives the ball over to Huff, and now it's switched there as Bryant now guarding Huff. Huff gets around him and puts up a floater, no good. Rebound collected by Bell. Bell with the final shot here of the third quarter off the backboard, no good. And at the end of welcome back to the start of the fourth quarter, 35-27, Richland out in front. We're working with the sketchy screen, we realize, and so and you may have noticed that we're doing the best we can, but the internet connection is not being very strong with us. We're going to try to keep the stream going. And now we've got a ball on the floor. We've got a foul call. Let's take a look at what the call is here. We're going to get a call against Beavis as Nate's going to pick up his third foul of the game. But the foul occurred before the shot, so the shot no good. Richland going to retain possession, though. Inbounds to McCormick, back over to Huff, and set back out to Andrews. Andrews with a shot fake. He kicks it over to Edwards, and now Edwards driving against Davis. And a good steal there by Canfield as Canfield strips the ball loose. And so now Justice Bell going to get the ball back over to Logan Davis, and Davis going to bring the ball up the floor for the Wildcats. Davis gets the ball over to Canfield. Canfield driving, and a little floater up for Canfield is going to be good. 2 points for Canfield. That cuts it back to a 6-point game as the Cats are still trying to climb out of this hole. But now we're working against the Raiders, and we're working against the clock. And now we've got a block by Justice Bell underneath and a jump ball called there. But that's going to give possession back over to the Cats. So again, I continue to be amazed. I don't realize you can have a jump ball if there's nobody with clear possession, but I've learned something new from these officials tonight. Davis going to bring the ball back up the floor, and he's going to get the ball over to Canfield. Canfield with a three-pointer away, and we're going to get no shot. Shot going to be waved off as we're going to get an illegal screen call. They're going to get Case Butler with his second foul, calling an illegal screen against Butler on the floor. So the three-point shot by Canfield that we desperately needed, waved off, no good, and turnover back over to the Raiders. We're inside of 7 minutes to play with a 6-point disadvantage. Beavis guarding Huff. Huff driving inside. Got a no call there on that travel, it looked like there, and instead now the ball back out to Jones. Jones thought about a shot fake very deep. Instead, he pulls back, passes the ball over to Andrews. Andrews kicks it over to Edwards in the corner. That three-point shot off the mark, no good. And now the rebound come in collected. And once again, we get another jump ball situation. But now we're going to get possession over to the Raiders as Richland is going to retain possession on that jump ball. Huff going to inbound the ball to Jones. Jones gives it back to Huff coming around, being guarded by Butler. And now we've got a foul called, and we're going to get a flagrant. We're going to get a flagrant foul called on the floor here against Case Butler. So that's going to be Case's third foul. And now we're going to get that flagrant foul called against Case Butler. And did I miss something there? Did they just tee up? They just teed up. They just teed up Coach Franks, as Coach Franks arguing what should not have been a flagrant foul. There's no way that should have been a flagrant. But now we're going to get a technical foul called. So Huff on the line for 2 shots against Wayne County, and that is 4 fouls. That is 4 fouls against the Cats here in the fourth quarter of action. With 6:20 to play here in the game, Richland is going to be in the bonus for the remainder of the game. And now Coach Franks looking for some explanation on the sideline as now we've got the Andrews to the line for the 2 shots for the flagrant foul. First shot away is good. Okay, so Huff was shooting for the flagrant. Now we're getting the technical. Flagrant, technical, it's all pretty much the same thing. They get the shots and they keep possession. So You know, so at this point in time, you know, basically you give Richland 3 points and possession. We're back to it. All right, Wildcat fans, we're back on WCHS Sports. 6:19 to play here in the fourth quarter of the game. Richland coming off of a flagrant foul, a technical foul, where they picked up 3 free points, and now they retain possession. And so after the Cats cut the game down to 6 points, Richland back out to a 9-point advantage with an opportunity to extend it some more. So the Cats are going to have to stifle up and play a little defense here. And the ball out of bounds off of the dribble is going to turn the ball over to the Cats. That's a bonus there. But now the Wildcats also with 4 fouls here in the fourth quarter. So any fouls the Cats commit is going to have Richland shooting for the rest of the game. So the Cats going to have to play some clean defense. They're going to have to get some stops. 3-point shot on the way by Canfield off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound collected there. There were 3 white jerseys. No one gets control. Nate Beavis comes in, makes a play, knocks it off of a Raider, and the Cats are going to retain possession. Great heads-up play by Nate Beavis getting in there to try to make it happen. And Sailor Skelton takes the inbounds pass into the front court. Canfield gets the ball out, and now he's going to get over to Davis. Davis with the shot on the elbow. He gets it back out to Canfield at the top. 3-pointer away off the mark, no good. Rebound collected by Andrews, and he gives the ball over to Huff. Huff going to bring the ball up the floor for the Raiders. 5.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Again, we've got a 9-point game as the Cats trying to desperately climb back into this thing. Now the steal by Canfield. Canfield's in transition. He's going to complete that one by himself. So a nice steal and basket in transition for Canfield, and that's going to make it a 7-point game. This is not over yet. These Cats can climb back into this thing, but we're going to have to keep playing some strong defense on the defensive end of the floor. Jones with the shot fake gives the ball over to Huff, and now he's going to get pushed by Beavis as Nate Beavis is going to pick up his 4th foul of the game, but that is also the 5th foul against the Cats, and that's going to put Huff on the line to shoot 2. Robertson's going to check back into the game for Beavis as Nate Beavis is now playing with 4 fouls on the floor. We're inside 5 minutes to play. It's a 7-point game. First shot away, no good. As the old saying goes, ball don't lie. Robertson's going to check back in for Beavis, and Huff has another shot here from the free throw line. Richland has all their players back, so they're not even going to contest a rebound here if the shot is missed. Huff's second shot is good. So we're back out to an 8-point game, and Robertson inbounds the ball to Davis. Davis is going to bring the ball up the floor, and the Cats going to have to play with a little bit of urgency here if they're going to get a chance to try to get back into this ball game. Got to make some big shots, and we got to make these count on this end of the floor. Canfield shot off the mark, no good. Rebound collected by the Raiders. Huff pushes ahead. He gets the ball over to Jackson, over to Jones in the corner. Jones with the shot fake. Instead, he's pulling back. He puts it on the floor, passes across to Huff. And now we've got should have been a travel, but we're going to get a foul called against Will Robertson. And that's Will's 4th foul of the game. So that's going to put Huff back on the line to shoot 2 once again with 4:30 to play in the game. And Richland has not committed a single foul so far in this fourth quarter. First shot off the mark, no good. Huff's second shot falls through, and we're back to a 9-point game. 40-31 the score here in the fourth quarter. 4:30 to play. Davis brings the ball up the floor, gets the ball over to Canfield, back over to Skelton. Skelton kicks around to Davis. Davis with a wide open 3-pointer. Thought about it for a second, then he put it up, but a little too strong off the backboard, no good. Rebound collected by Richland, and now Richland brings the ball back up the floor. Edwards driving underneath. Layup no good. Rebound collected by Canfield, and now Canfield up the floor. He's by himself with 4 white jerseys, and he stops and gives the ball to Logan Davis. Davis drives inside, and that basket by Davis is good. 40-33 now, inside of 4 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter of action. Andrews gets the ball over to Jones. Jones over to Huff. Huff going to drive, going against Will Robertson, who's on the floor with 4 fouls. So Will's got to be careful. Edwards inside against Davis, and now we're going to get a blocking foul against Logan Davis. That's Davis's second foul of the game, but more importantly, that's going to send Edwards to the line to shoot two.
Fouls on the 10. Logan Davis, his second.
First shot away and good for Edwards. Edwards' second shot is up, and it is good as well. We're back to a 9-point game, 42-33 the score. 3:36 to go here in the fourth quarter of action. Davis brings the ball up the floor for the Cats. Being guarded by Edwards, he's going to get the ball over to Robertson. Robertson gets the ball over to Bell. Bell tries to find somewhere to go inside, can't find anybody. He gets it over to Davis. Davis wide open at the three-point line, not taking the shot. Instead, he gets it to Bell. Bell's shot rolls off the rim, no good. Edwards with the rebound for the Raiders. He kicks the ball over to Andrews in the corner, and Andrews with another three-point shot. That's his fourth three-pointer of the evening, and it puts the Raiders back on top with a 12-point advantage. Bell with the ball now. He gets the ball over to Skelton. Skelton fires inside to Robertson. Robertson shot away and blocked, no good, but we got a foul on the floor, and so he's going to get fouled. Huff picks up his third foul, and that's going to send Robertson to the line to shoot two. Will's first shot off the mark, no good. Robertson's second shot away now. Rattles back and through into the rim. We got an 11-point game, 45-34, and now the Raiders going to slow things down as the clock very much on their side. 2:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Cats have got Cats have 3 timeouts remaining. Raiders with 2 timeouts left to go. But the Raiders at this point in time very content just to let this clock run. Edwards going to drive inside, and the shot going to be waved off. No shot, as a foul is going to be called prior to the layup, and that's going to go against Davis. So Davis's third foul of the game, and that's going to send Edwards to the line to shoot two. Both shots good for Edwards, and Carter Edwards now with 12 points tonight for the Raiders. 47-34 the score. We got a 13-point game with just over 2 minutes to go here in the contest. Canfield with the ball. He swings it over to Davis. Davis tries to get the ball inside to Skelton, and Skelton stripped away from behind by Carter Edwards as Edwards just takes the ball away from him. Now he's going to bring it up and gives the ball over to Andrews. Gets it over to Huff. Jones with the shot fake back out to Huff at the top of the circle, and now inside to Carter Edwards going against Will Robertson. And Edwards with another 2 points gives him 14 tonight on the nail. And now the steal on the inbounds by Edwards, and a foul committed by Logan Davis is going to put Carter Edwards back on the line to shoot two. 49-34 the score here with inside 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of action. Edwards 1 for 2 on that trip. 50-34 the score here, 1:45 to play. And unless we get some sort of miraculous flurry here at the end of the game, the Cats are going to lose this one here tonight for their second loss to the Raiders this season. Ball stolen, passed ahead to Huff. Huff not able to convert. Rebound collected by Justice Bell. Pass ahead to Canfield, but the ball knocked out of bounds by Andrews. Ball's going to retain possession with the Cats, but we're inside of a minute and a half to play, and a 16-point deficit here. Davis to take the ball inbounds for the Cats. He gets the ball over to Robertson. Robertson kicks it over to Bell. Bell with a three-pointer. That shot wildly off the mark. No good, out of bounds. And that's going to give the ball back over to Richland. 1:20 to play here in the fourth quarter. 50-34 your score. And it looks like Richland is going to get a win here tonight in this boys game. Again, the Lady Cats victorious tonight, 46-42, the final in that game. And now we've got a foul against Will Robertson. That's going to be Will's fifth, as Robertson's going to foul out of the game. And that's going to send Huff to the line to shoot two with 1:10 to play here in the fourth quarter. Davis is going to check back into the game for the Cats as Robertson fouls out with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go here in the contest. Huff 1 for 2 from the line on that trip. 51-34 the score now with a 17-point game. And now Robertson driving inside. He passes the ball over, but we've got a foul called on the floor against Carter Edwards. That's his fourth foul. Second team foul against the Raiders here in the fourth quarter. So it's going to be Wildcat ball underneath the basket. Canfield going to take the ball out. He's going to get the ball to Davis. Davis right there on the wing got a three-point shot away. And that three-pointer for Logan Davis is going to be good. 51-37 the score. We're inside of 1 minute to play here in the fourth quarter. Canfield guarding Andrews as he brings the ball up the floor. And Kamen's going to strip the ball away. He's going to give the ball to Skelton. And Skelton with the two-pointer in transition, going to cut it back down to a 14-point game. And now we've got a timeout taken. I could have sworn I heard the coach calling timeout, but I guess he changed his mind when he saw that he was going to retain possession. So Richland with the ball, trying to get the ball inbounds. He gets the ball back to Edwards in the back court. And Edwards is going to bring the ball back up the front court there. 51-39. He drives inside, and he's going to take it all the way. That layup is going to be good, and we're going to get a foul for Carter Edwards. So the basket good, and then the foul against Justice Bell. That's his third. But then Carter Edwards is going to go to the line to try to convert the three-point play. So the basket good. And now we've got several checking into the game for Richland here with 26.9 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter of action. Edwards misses the opportunity for the three-point play. Rebound collected by Skelton, pass ahead to Davis. Davis is going to drive inside. The layup is going to be no good, but we're going to get a foul called, and that's going to send Davis to the line to shoot two, as that foul is going to go against number 23. That's Carter Edwards, his fifth foul, and Edwards is going to foul out of the game with 19 seconds left. Shively's going to check in for Carter Edwards, and Davis is going to go to the line to shoot two. First shot for Davis is good. Davis, the second shot is away. That one's going to fall through as well. 53-41. 2 more points there on the stat sheet for Davis. A little bit of window dressing here at the end of the game. And now the Cats trapping the ball inside on the sideline. Bell with the steal is going to push ahead, but we're inside of 10 seconds, and Bell's just going to dribble it out, as that's going to take us to the final score. Your final tonight in Richland. Richland 53, Wayne County 41. We'll be back with final highlights and stats here on WCHS.